here is what I wish I knew before I started taking contraception pills, and I hope that helps you if you are taking the pill or considering taking the pill, just to get more aware about the side effects of the pill. I wish I knew before taking contraception that it could cause benign tumors and cysts to grow anywhere in your body. It causes hormonal imbalances. That's why those benign tumors and cysts can grow. It could cause mood swings and depression. It could cause losing completely your menstrual cycle. And there's so many things that the pill does to a woman's body that I wasn't aware of before I started taking it. I took a pill for 3 to 4 years, and first 2 years I actually really enjoyed it because it was so convenient to not have a period, to not have a pre-period mood swings and cravings and the whole PMS feelings and symptoms, and to not have very heavy and painful periods. So it was really convenient to just go out and do sports and not worry that I'm going to like bleed very heavy, or not worry that I'm going to have super painful cramps. So that was quite convenient. My reason for taking the pill was to not get pregnant. That was the main reason. We just with my boyfriend didn't want to have kids, and we thought, why not? Like, the pill is really popular and it's handed out really easily. So we kind of didn't question if there are any side effects. We just didn't question it. We kind of ignored it. We're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm just gonna take a pill. So I regret being ignorant, and I regret being not aware of like, what is this pill? What exactly it consists of? What are the ingredients? Why it causes hormonal imbalance? Why you lose menstrual cycle? And other potential side effects that I just mentioned. So now it's been 1 year that I am off the pill, but exactly 1 month ago, I had to do an operation and take out fibroadenomas out of my breast. They are basically benign tumors. They are not dangerous, but they grew due to contraception pill, due to this hormonal imbalance that the pill causes. I have seen many doctors, endocrinologists, and a couple of surgeons before I took a decision to actually have this surgery a month ago. And it was, there were different opinions. Like, some doctors told me if I am planning to get pregnant, it's better that I have the surgery, because there is a high risk that those benign tumors will grow, because the breasts will grow when you get pregnant, and there will be more blood flow and movement and nutrition going in there. So they said it could turn to be cancerous cells. So they recommended me to take it out also, plus for aesthetics, because they said if your breasts grow and those thingies will grow, it will be huge. So when you take it out, your breast might like fall in and just not look equal and not look aesthetic. And some doctors based their opinion on other research and, their own different experience in the field. They said, I don't have to do an operation, because for some women, those benign tumors disappear when they get pregnant, because again, the hormones are changing, so it kind of, the body just, gets rid of them. So I had two opinions, one saying there is a high risk, another saying it's fine, maybe if you get pregnant, then, they disappear. I didn't want to risk it, so I had the surgery and I took them out. But I wish I knew that contraception pill might cause those hormonal imbalances, and the cysts and benign tumors could grow in any part of your body due to the pill. But it's okay now. I'm fully recovered after the operation, and the scar is healing nicely. And I did my first workout today. I couldn't train for like a month because it was healing, and I was afraid that it could move the skin, so the scar might look very weird if you don't properly take care of it. So I didn't train for like a month, and today I did it for the first time. I'm like super grateful. It's such a privilege to move my body again. I'm really, really happy. And I had some time to reflect on this whole journey since I quit the pill. It's been exactly 1 year, and only like recently I felt mentally like I am myself again. Because the crazy negative side effect for me was that during the 3rd or 4th year of drinking the pill, I felt really dark mentally. Like, I hope I'm not gonna cry, because it's kind of sensitive topic, because it's so weird that like I felt so alone going through this. And recently I shared my story on Facebook, and there are like hundreds of women going through the same thing. And I was shocked. I was really shocked that, when you feel depressed and you don't want to get out of bed, but you live a good life, like you have everything. I had a boyfriend, who's my husband now, family, friends, work, meaningful work, that gave me purpose. And I still felt broken. I felt so negative in my head, so miserable. I felt useless, even though my life was so good. I felt completely useless. It was like, my life doesn't matter. Like, why should I wake up if I am not useful? It was really dark. Like, it's really crazy that just because the hormones are out of their natural working way, you can become, oh my God, you can become really miserable in your head. Really miserable. I don't want to say suicidal, but it's close. It's close, because you just don't care if you exist. And it was, for me, the depression was the hardest part, the hardest side effect of the pill, because if you get to know me, you'll know I'm like the most positive person ever. Since I was little, I absorbed very independent, strong, and positive energy from my mom, because I was raised by a single mother. So she had to be that, She was in that element, strong, independent, working hard, super positive, no matter what happened. So I absorbed that energy, and I was positive all my life. I'm now in my 30s. All the time, no matter what happened, a close family member died, I'm staying positive. An accident, staying positive. Whatever happened, I was broke a couple of times, I stayed positive, I found a way, But due to the pill, it was so hard. I journaled my thoughts and I tracked my mood during that period, and I was like, what is going on? Why am I so negative? Why I see no meaning to wake up? What is going on? Why I feel useless and just dark, and I just don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep and just sleep. That's it. And it was really weird to me. So I was like, how can it be? I was like thinking in my head that I am such a positive personality. And then I also started judging myself for feeling this way. I was like, how can you feel this way? Because you have such a good life. You don't deserve to feel sad, upset, and depressed. I was like, you don't deserve that because you have a great life. Get up, you know? So it was really hard because I couldn't also share my thoughts that I'm feeling this way, because once you build an identity of a super positive person, everyone around you kind of expects you to be that way. So it's really hard to be vulnerable and real and just human and like to accept that it's normal to feel frustrated and sad sometimes. Here's something I did that helped me to get out of, that helped me to kind of understand that I need to quit contraception pills. So first, I journaled I tracked my mood, I tracked my thoughts, I noticed how dark everything was going. I decided to do self-therapy in this way. I would get really good questions. I would ask Google and, therapy-based questions. So I would do self-therapy by myself. I would journal everything out, answer those deep questions, and try to understand my mind. I hired a calisthenics coach. I was like, I need a fitness coach to hold me accountable, so I have to force myself to get up out from the bed and actually do something, because I knew if I move my body, I will boost the happy hormones, and that should help me feel lighter, happier, more excited, and I should find purpose in my day, that I gotta go move my body, you know? So I hired a coach. I was forced to stay accountable, but still I was dragging it so much. It's like, I really don't want to move my body. I don't want to do anything. And I showed up physically. I showed up for my self-therapy sessions. I showed up however I could, and then I started researching hormones to understand what is a menstrual cycle, what is going on, what are the phases of a menstrual cycle, which hormones increase and decrease during a certain phase of a menstrual cycle. I came across Dr. Stacey Sims' content. She's a scientist. She has done many studies on women specifically, and she has been an athlete, and she has a book on basically how to optimize your nutrition and training for peak performance. So I bought her book. I read everything about hormones in there. She also has a chapter on menstrual cycle and contraception. And I came across what's her name? The Food Medic. Her Instagram was The Food Medic. She's also a doctor. She worked for many years with women. I forgot her name at the moment, but if you want to Google her, she's called The Food Medic on Instagram. And I bought her course on menstrual cycle. So there were live lessons, there was yoga in there, there was some knowledge about menstrual cycle, about contraception as well, and what to eat and how to train also if you have PMS symptoms. And she explained that your period completely disappears when you are on a pill, because I still had some spotting. I still had a little period. So I thought, hey, I still have a little bit of blood, a little bit of period, like probably everything's okay. I just wasn't aware that actually it's a fake period. That's how she explains it scientifically. Your period completely disappears when you are on a pill. It's not natural, and basically it's just not good for women to not have their natural menstrual cycle, no matter how convenient it is. it's not healthy because hormones is who you are. It is, I truly believe your hormones make up your personality. Because when my hormones were imbalanced due to the pill, I was not myself. I was not positive, and as I mentioned, like my mental health in general just declined. I was someone else, miserable in my head. My libido dropped, which is awful when you have a partner. Like when your libido is high and you have high testosterone and you feel horny, that is a measurement of longevity and health as well. And I just didn't have that. So that's really, really sad when you want to have love time with your partner, but you have no libido and you don't feel horny like at all. So yeah, I just started learning, buying books and courses and understanding the cycle better, and that helped me to make a decision to quit drinking the pill. Also, my mom, she didn't know I was feeling depressed, but she was kind of speaking with her friends who had cysts and benign tumors also in them, and she was talking about contraception pills with doctors in our hometown, and she just basically, from speaking to different people, collected some information, and like one day she just messaged me and she was like, hey, you know, I think you should stop drinking the pill because it causes these things, like basically everything what I told you. And I was like, damn, yeah, that's right. That's right. From all the courses, from her telling me this, and from just realizing that, holy shit, I am not myself, and from going and seeing different doctors, doing the biopsy, checking if it's dangerous or not, like, that is quite stressful. I was like, shit, it caused my benign tumor to grow because I would make scans every year to check. And yeah, I made a decision to quit, and it was the best decision that I ever took. Like, I really wish I was more aware about all of these things, and I wish that the doctors would be forced to actually give you more information when they sign you up on the pill. Like, I imagine if I have a daughter and for whatever reason she wants to drink the pill, maybe she has some hormonal imbalance, PCOS, which is very common, or maybe she has acne, you know, they prescribe it for acne, or she doesn't want to get pregnant and she wants to be on a pill. I would really like just talk to her and just help her to make her own decision, but just give her all the information possible of the side effects, that it will disbalance her hormones. I would give her some books. I know the food medic, this doctor, she wrote a book on period as well. I want to get this one. I still couldn't get it. I think it's called My Period or something like that. If you're interested, I can put in the description below. I can Google after. So there are so many, you know, like not too academic, but very easily digestible books. I would give my daughter the books and I would talk to her as if I was a doctor and help her to be aware of all the side effects, that it might change her hormones and her personality might be completely different. I don't know also if it's true or not. I listened to a podcast of Diary of a CEO, and he was interviewing one doctor as well, and she said that when women stay from the very young age on a pill for 10, 20 years, they also develop completely different personality because it changes their hormones. And then if they meet, for example, their husband during the time that they are on the pill, if they are together and then a woman decides to quit a pill and her hormones go back to hopefully their origin state and they get balanced again, their personality changes. And when they are in union with her, if she is in a union with her husband and her personality changes, she might feel not attracted anymore to her husband because she's completely different person, and that causes a divorce. So this is such a serious matter. The contraception pill is such a serious matter. In general, any kind of contraception, I think, should be taken with so much caution, and we should spread the word to make as many girls and like young teenagers and older women as well, to make them aware that if it's really not strictly and I don't know necessary to drink the pill, that maybe they shouldn't. I'm thinking like if it's just to prevent pregnancy, I wish I avoided the pill. I wish I was just careful trying to prevent pregnancy, and if it happens, it happens. Let's have kids, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever God decides when it's a good time to do that. But like contraception pill should not be taken just for acne, or like so many doctors advised me when I was a teenager. I had periods of intense acne, like really strong, like awful, awful, awful. I looked disgusting and I hated myself in a mirror, and I just hated myself in general. And so many doctors suggested me to drink contraception pill then. I was a teenager. And like, why is it given out so easily? Like, why don't we just come to see a doctor, and why don't they first ask us, okay, this is a problem, you have hormonal disbalance, or you have acne, or you have PCOS, or you have something going on. Okay, first, let's talk about your lifestyle. Like, how long do you sleep? How is your sleep quality? Let's talk about stress and nervous system. How do you handle stress? Do you have a routine or a way that you use to calm down your body, tune into parasympathetic nervous system, which is the chill system that helps you calm down, to get out of fight or flight? What is your nutrition? Why they don't ask, okay, tell me about your nutrition. How much alcohol you consume? Maybe you do drugs. Maybe you smoke. Like, there's so many things I wish they asked me, because when I was a teenager, oh my God, like my lifestyle was crazy. I was working for like 12 to 14 hours. I was partying. I wasn't sleeping. I was drinking alcohol. I was smoking. Like, of course, all of those things, and plus stress. I did modeling for 10 years, so I was traveling to this fashion week and the other fashion week. Of course, it caused so much stress because I don't know, it's such a high competition. Am I going to get this job or not? Of course, I had acne. Like, ask about my lifestyle. Why are you pushing the contraception pill like it's a magic pill and it's going to heal everything? So I think our healthcare system worldwide is a bit like, it's super modern and cool of what kind of like lasers and machines and technology we have. I'm grateful for that. But in general, the maybe it's the education's fault that the doctors just don't learn. They learn how to heal. No, how to say it? They learn in the university how to treat the symptoms, but they don't learn about the root causes and the holistic way of taking care of those root causes. So I see now more and more doctors pop up who are actually pioneers of holistic way of looking at health. So they do suggest exercise and, eating whole foods and doing a very, very big and broad blood test, not just, like when I was growing up, I was just testing like 5 things maybe of blood work to test. Now I'm like, I have hundreds of pages of testing everything, which is amazing. So, and blood work is crucial every 6 months or at least once a year. So there are more doctors popping up talking about exercise, nutrition, and blood work, and hormones, and stress. I think the most important thing, what I would like to pioneer, if that's possible as well, is emotional fitness and nervous system. So I truly believe the most important thing is to know how to manage stress and to know how to sit with your emotions and not suppress them, allow your body to feel and move on, because the body truly keeps the score. Whatever trauma you have or anything suppressed and not felt through stays in a body as pain. And especially nowadays, when we live in really stressful times, there are wars everywhere, and people just feel like they have no meaning, no purpose. I think it's really important to learn to emotional fitness, to learn to manage our emotions, and to learn ways to calm down our nervous system and allow ourselves to get out of this fight or flight. Because I believe that causes all the diseases start there, from dysregulated nervous system and being in fight or flight too much, like just feeling stressed all the time. That for sure causes getting sick or any diseases. I truly believe it starts there. And also sugar. Sugar is in everything nowadays, so that's another thing. I'm sorry, I drifted from the contraception pill. It's a very broad topic, and I hope I touched on a couple of things of the side effects so that you are more aware if you are thinking about taking contraception pill. For me, as I said, it was the best decision ever that I stopped the pill, and I finally, imagine 1 year has passed since I stopped drinking the pill. And only now, actually by the end of 2025, for the first time, there was a day that day actually I remember super well, because it was a day I met my surgeon for the first time. That day I felt so magnetic and confident and beautiful, and I felt like myself. I felt like my energy was back, that positive, beautiful, warm energy, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, I am myself again. I cannot believe I feel this way, that I want to flirt with life again. Like, because when I was on a pill, I didn't want to flirt with life. And when I came off the pill, it was I feel like my hormones took time to go back to normal, to rebuild what was disbalanced. It took time to get back mentally into a good state. And it's a really good skill to have, to try to be in a good state mentally no matter what. So that's what helped me to fight my depression. And yeah, really nice talking to you. I hope this helps someone.